Alright, welcome back to the Ultranimer Guide Part 6. And first, I just want to go over the Marauder fight at the end of Arc Complex, since I'd imagine that is what most of y'all are here for. And mainly just the several strategies you can use to just quickly pause here, just to explain a few things. But there's a quick strategy to immediately kill him, which is kind of easy, and a backup strat if it ends up failing. Now, this first strategy is focusing on the triple shot rocket mod and the ice bomb. What you're going to want to do is aim the ice bomb above the Marauder and shoot it over his head. What this will do is make him want to block the ice bomb, and when he turns his back towards you, that's when you fire uh, the triple shot rockets. You got to shoot up to 6. 6 rockets will instantly kill him. And he's dead, just like that. The reason why I'm loading this checkpoint is so I could show the other strategy, and the backup strategy in case that ends up failing. What you need really for the backup strategy is 2 grenades. So once you get to this point facing the Marauder, you want to make sure you have the suit upgrade that gives you 2 grenades, so you can use this backup strat.
Warning. All armed personnel, the mortally challenged, have entered the compound. Evacuation is advised.
As you can kind of see from there, the grenade staggered him again, but I had forgotten to throw the second grenade. But basically that's it from that. I reload again just to show the triple shot rocket, just to prove that it kills in 6 shots.
All armed personnel, the mortally challenged, have entered the compound. Evacuation.
And that's that for the Marauder. So let's go into the level now. So first thing first, once you come back from the Super Gore Nest, you're gonna want to use your batteries to get Praetor suit upgrades. So this is straightforward, so I'm just gonna skip ahead again. Just get that Praetor coin. Check around for whatever other Praetor coins you got in batteries. I think at this time I have 3. Just going down to the other Praetor suit coins in the lower levels. Now let's just skip to the level. Art Complex can be somewhat challenging. There's a few fights that seem a little difficult, really, but overall this level's pretty easy.
Dr. Hayden is just across the complex. This industrial campus was once
one of the main things really is to get the double grenades, which is important for the final fight in case you screw up the triple shot kill on the Marauder. But one thing I would just want to point out here is that stepping forward, you don't want to immediately go in like I just did, because going in will cause this Prowler to spawn, and he could be problematic. What you really want to do is take out the demons until there's no demons coming towards you anymore, then step forward and wait for the Prowler to spawn. Now out of there, the Macubus always comes out. You can shoot that barrel, and sometimes that barrel will pop the one of his cannons. And then there should be a whiplash coming out of that. Oh. Sigil door, whatever the hell. Barrier. And after the door opens, a Hell Knight will always spawn there. And always be ready for that pinky. It can really get you off guard. After killing these demons or stepping forward, a Prowler will spawn. And of course, you're going to be doing the challenges for this level. Not all of them. Or one of the more riskier challenges is the killing 6 demons with energy shield explosions. It's risky in the sense that the moments you have a chance to kill demons in that sense is in very tight corridors, and I just don't recommend it. I've died trying to do that challenge, and it's not worth it. One thing to keep in mind is just to pay attention to the spawns and how I take care of demons that immediately spawn, like the Mancubus jumping out of that window. That Mancubus will always jump out of that window, so you just remember it, be prepared for it. This is where I go for the double grenades for that backup strat. And out of that doorway, 2 whiplashes will come through. Unfortunately, I locked onto an imp. That really sucks, but you can actually shoot demons through those barriers now since the recent update. And of course, with each engagement, you want to come out with as much ammunition and armor as possible. So, you know, you're not speedrunning this. You're trying to beat Ultra Nightmare. You're not trying to do it as quick as possible or as stylish as possible. Just take your time. Backtrack as much as you can to pick up ammo, armor, health. And of course, with gas tanks, you want to come out with as much as you can. No reason to pick that up. I just did it just cause.
Warning.
Now this
The
next session can be
Arcane
very
is under attack.
troublesome since it's so claustrophobic. First thing you want to do is just blowtorch as many demons as you can, so you could have a ton of armor pickups laying around, just in case things get a little hairy. You don't have to worry about your health. On this left side, there's always ammunition. Now this next part, where I had died once during my Ultra Nightmare runs, you immediately want to step to the right and just step back. Do not step forward, because stepping forward will cause a Prowler to spawn and a Carcass. And you obviously don't want to be dealing with a bunch of demons in such a small space. So stepping forward, going past that gas tank will immediately spawn a few imps, the Carcass, and the Prowler. Stepping forward again will cause the Mancubus to spawn, so be ready for him. Like I said, always backtrack. Here we're going to be completing the challenge of destroying the Revenant cannons. One important thing to note, use a slow motion rune to hit those cannons. Just jump, aim, should go into slow motion. And before entering this next fight, try to cheese it as much as possible. Here's the neat little trick you can do. Backtracking a bit, you can shoot through these broken windows and just cheese the demons. Yeah, no, it's not as stylish as you probably want it to be, but hey, when it comes to beating Ultra Nightmare the first time, you want to do things as safe as you want. So if there's a way to make it easier, go for it. Now, one thing to note is that the Revenant and the Mancubus can usually do their own things. Like sometimes they're not always in this location. Sometimes they're closer to the bus. Sometimes they're behind that wall to the left and there's nothing you can do about it. I tried shooting the Mancubus through, but I'm just wasting my ammunition at that point. And of course I have no ammo runes. So just moving forward, hoping the Mancubus is weak enough already. And after killing, alright, I was having some FPS issues. It was really annoying. But after killing a few fodder, a carcass and a Mancubus will spawn next to the bus. You see that I'm just always peeking that direction, waiting for them to spawn, and there they are. You want to take care of them as quick as possible. And of course, just want to go back a bit, or well, no, I'm not going to rewind. After taking care of the, actually, I'm going to go back. After taking care of the Mancubus and the carcass, a Dread Knight will always spawn up there, and a Revenant will always spawn on top of that little, I don't even know what to call that, but that tiny little building is standing on. And those demons will always spawn in those locations. The Cackle Demon will always spawn where it came from. Mancubus, Carcass, always the same locations. So always keep those in mind.
Yep.
After pressing this button, Pinky will come out of this doorway. I sadly didn't have a charged up punch. So you just want to get a quick shot on his back before it turns around and wrecks you. And just like everything else, a Revenant will always spawn in that spot, and a Arachnotron will always spawn in this spot. The Arachnotron only spawns after you step forward a certain distance. Like I think once you get up to the stairs, then the Arachnotron will spawn. So you could just sit back, kill some fodder until there's none left. Just waiting for the Hell Knight. Hell Knight always comes to the top. I think the Hell Knight took a while to jump down because I managed to freeze it to the wall, but I didn't get to see it. So that's something to take into consideration. And I rushed that center and drop a grenade because as soon as you step into this fight, an Arachnotron spawns. And you want to take care of that thing as quick as possible. Of course, imps always come from there. And don't forget about the battery. And here's me correcting my mistake. Like I said in the previous video, get that energy shield first. I wasn't paying attention, ended up getting the mobile turret. Energy shield is important in the sense that if you're in a very tight spot and you're taking a lot of damage, pull that out, get the shield out, and just get out of there. Not sure where he came from, but just use them. Get my blood punch up. Immediately in this next session, Revenant jumps out. Just be ready for it. Of course, I say, like, don't try to go for the energy shield exploding challenge, but if it happens, it happens. But it's not something you should be going for since it's extremely risky. Here's a neat little trick you could do here. Instead of jumping all the way down, you could just ledge grab this little scaffolding, little metal beam, and time your jumps and dashes correctly. You could get to the other side easily. Of course, never rush in because you could just cause things to spawn. Like in this section is very important. Do not get to the second floor immediately. Just do your fight down here until there's no more imps, and then jump up. Cause as soon as you jump up here, a Revenant and several imps will spawn. And if you jump up there too early and you haven't taken care of the previous imps, you'll be dealing with all of that at the same time. Oh, right. I was having controller issues. My controller will randomly disconnect, which was very annoying. Always double check your ammunition. And here I'm going to grab armor, but I'm not complete the health for blood. The reason why I don't complete the health for blood is because you don't want to, you know, have no blood punch charges and be full on health and accidentally walk over a health pack. Because what it'll do is it'll pick up the health pack and it'll go to your blood punch, and now you lost that health pack on the battlefield. Huh? Random video glitches. Very annoying. Oh yeah, here's another little trick you can do. I don't recommend doing that trick because you can fall off. It's pretty easy to fall off.
No one is born a sinner. You have to work hard to achieve success.
Now in this next section, a Mancubus immediately spawns. You really need to be prepared for it. You can do what I did, just immediately kill him with Ballista Sniper. Or, what I should have showed is once you immediately jump up, pull out the Gatling gun and immediately pop your shield and just lay into him. That way you don't take any damage whatsoever. What I did is the more riskier strat, but if you're confident or if you practice enough with your hot swapping, then you could easily just do what I did, disabling his arm cannons. Before entering the next fight, you just want to sit back here, take care of as much demons as you can. Usually wait for a fodder to come in and chainsaw him. Now, first things first, I just want to say that in this area, do not pick up any of the gas canisters. What you want to do, as soon as you enter here, come all the way to this side, sit back, wait for the soldiers. They don't usually take this long, but there's always 2 soldiers up there. And then once you get past this wall, Carcass immediately spawns. You can take him out that quick. And then killing a few more fodder will cause the Dread Knight to spawn, as well as the Arachnotron. And you kind of just want to play it back here because no demons spawn in this area where I'm sitting back at. And if you try to take the fight in this area, you will be surrounded. Make sure you always avoid trying to pick up the gas canister. You will need it for later. Now this entire rest of this section of the stairs, keep in mind of all the spawns. A Revenant always comes through there, Pinky always comes through here, another Revenant. Same spots they always come from. I want to make sure you clear out the demons before continuing, because we will be doing the little challenge there. And make sure you come into this challenge with as much ammunition as possible. This challenge is easy. The 3 demons always spawn at the exact same locations, so just be ready for each one. Take care of it in, I guess, the order that I do. Oh, and this is useful. The combustion concussion. It's useful in the sense that if you're surrounded and if you don't have an ice bomb, tossing the grenade on the floor will not only clear the demons that are right next to you, but also falter or stagger demons that are a little bit a ways, so you can get away safely. Always be careful of that wall. Oh, and here's a neat little trick. As you can tell, I'm able to snipe really fast, even though I don't have any upgrades for the heavy cannon sniper. Switching weapons back and forth actually resets the cooldown on the heavy cannon sniper. One thing to note, when you enter this fight, be ready for that Mancubus. There's always a cue ball next to him, so you could immediately take care of him. But you want to get to that as quick as possible, because the Mancubus will walk past the cue ball, and then you just don't have a cue ball to use anymore. Here I am just waiting on my gas canister to recharge. And here's why you don't pick up any of the gas canisters throughout this fight. So you can enter this next fight. Definitely one of the more challenging or more worrying fights of this level. And that's the Berserker. I think that's what it's called, the Berserker fight. You know, the Berserker pack. There you go. The reason why it's worrying because it's so claustrophobic, and they throw a lot at you. Of course, and they want you to use the Berserker pack to take care of the room. So in this order, this is how you want to complete things. Entering the fight, 7 out of 10 times the Mancubus will be in the center. If not, search for the Mancubus and immediately take him out as fast as you can. Then go for the second Mancubus. And after taking care of the second Mancubus, an Arachnotron will come out of the window, this window, and on the opposite window, a Pinky. I sadly missed my blood punch on the Pinky, but you know, you get that idea. You get the idea that you want to blood punch the Pinky. And after killing the Arachnotron, immediately pick up the Berserker and stay at the windows. They'll be sending 4 Whiplashes. Keep that in mind. Make sure you're killing the Whiplashes. After the 4th, at the walls. Oh yeah, after the Whiplashes, in the center, a Cyber Mancubus drops down. So immediately go for him. And then out of the walls, Prowlers will be spawning. Now you probably notice that I stick to the windows. It's important to stick to the windows not only because of the demons that spawn, but if you step towards this wall at any point during the fight, a Mancubus will always spawn at any point of the fight. So you want to save this Mancubus towards the end. Sometimes the game glitches and it spawns 2 Mancubi, which can be a little annoying. But if you already finished the fight, which I did, that's when you want to go for the Mancubus at that back wall. Now with just some practice, this fight is actually surprisingly easy if you use the Berserker pack correctly. If you're lucky, after killing the Arachnotron and the Pinky, you can complete the rest of the fights with the Berserker pack and basically walk out of it with a second or 2 to spare. This fight you don't have to do at all. You could just run right through it. Again, I just try one last time to get the combustion challenge. I think that's the last time or the last chance you have. But if you don't complete it, then nothing to stress out about. It's just 1 weapon point, really. Actually, no. Completing it gets you not a weapon point, a Praetor token, which is useful, but at this point, you already basically have all the important suit upgrades. Really, all that's left is just completing the ice grenade and the regular grenade. These guys, they usually more huddle together. You really want to just flamethrower them all and get as much armor out of them. Of course, no sentinel batteries left behind.
Dimensional friends shall not walk on tainted ground. Earth must be cleansed.
In this next few sets of corridors before the upcoming big fight, the ground always breaks through here. Make sure you jump over it so you don't cause a crazy amount of imps to spawn. A step before, there's a pinky. I made the mistake of not waiting for my ice bomb. The reason why I don't blood punch it, because this next fight, you just want to have everything ready. Wow, I completely forgot to grab the gas canister. Well, that's on me. Entering this next fight, you want to pick up that other spare gas canister. Always backtrack. At this point, I complete the ice bomb. Because, well, there's no reason to get the cooldown yet for the grenade since you have 2 of them. Now, this next fight can be very difficult, but there's always fodder in that center, and I'm surprised that the Mancubus and the Revenant have strayed this far. They're usually in that upper area where those fodder were. After killing these 2, Hell Knight will spawn on this bridge that I'm running around at. I'm always peeking for it. Just waiting for this Hell Knight. I think it already spawned. They jumped down. Yeah. I don't know how my game gets so glitchy. I don't know if that was the same Hell Knight or the second one. It was probably this first one. There's usually 2 Hell Knights in this fight. After taking care of these 2, I think the Whiplashes spawn. No, the Pinkies. A Pinky always spawns there, and another Pinky spawns at that lower ramp towards my left. And there's usually 3 Whiplashes. So, you know, just keep running in circles. Get an idea of where the demons are at. Don't make this mistake. As soon as you freeze the Pinky, just take him out as quick as you can. At this point, I'm fairly certain that there's a Whiplash running around, but I just can't seem to locate it. There. Now all that's left is to clear the fodder. Actually, no, I'm wrong. After the Whiplashes, 2 Arachnotrons spawn. One always spawns at the top of that jump pad, and one always spawns in that upper middle section. Now, unfortunately, I forgot to stock up on a blood punch. At the end of the fight, you obviously typically want to come out with a blood punch so you're ready for this Cyber Mancubus and not waste as much ammunition as I did. Excuse me. Of course, always backtrack. Oh, it is important to come out of this fight with 3 gas canisters, and you'll see why soon enough. Basically, you're gonna want to stick with 3 gas canisters up until you get to the cannon. the second cannon, whatever. And another thing to point out is that, let me go ahead and go back at this on this, since this is, it can be a bit of a difficult section if you don't know what to look for, but you can see that little light glowing on the ground. That's where a tentacle is going to be. Now this trick, as you see there, I completely avoided walking the goop. Let me go ahead and go back for you. For this, what you want to do is line yourself up on the right side. I'm gonna go ahead and pause so I can explain a bit further. You're gonna want to jump forward, and when you jump forward, you're kind of gonna get into this weird like sliding forward animation. That's normal. Just wait until you slowly start dropping, and then perform your double jump. This is where air control rune really comes in handy, so you don't miss that pull. I'm gonna just play it here. Without air control, you won't typically be able to do that without it. Moving, freely in the air like that, obviously. It really comes in handy for that little strategy. Get on me. Now you can actually chainsaw here, because there's a gas can in the back room. I just barely remember this. But it really won't be all that important. We're not gonna do this challenge. It could go wrong very quickly. I think they throw like 3 or 4 prowlers at you and a mancubus all in that small area. And if you can avoid a fight, avoid it. Safety strats, safety strats. Now here is the reason why you're coming into this section with 3 gas canisters. First things first, this hallway spawns 2 Hell Knights. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. And this Dread Knight, just get rid of him. Now in this next fight, as soon as you enter the next fight, there's a cue ball. Pay attention to where he's standing. If the cue ball is standing too far to the left, use him to take out the Arachnotron that spawns on the left side. If he's more on the right side, you can use him to take out the Mancubus. And of course, I just recommend you practice this level beforehand. Like you see, the cue ball is farther up. And go ahead and go back. He could be in 2 sections. He can be where he is right now, or he could be down here before the Arachnotron spawn. If he's down here, use him for the Arachnotron. If he's over here, use him for the Mancubus. And of course, after taking care of those two, Carcass always spawns from that same spot and a Pinky from the opposite side. After taking care of a few fodder, Whiplash spawns. And that's about it for the heavies in this upper section. Of course, during the fight, you never want to go to the lower section or else you'll spawn more Whiplashes and a Mancubus and Carcass. Is just not good. Not sure where he came from. Now, first things first, entering this fight, a cue ball spawns right in front of the Mancubus. Just take care of him. Carcass always spawns on the bus, and then focus on the Whiplashes. For Ultra Nightmare, it's very important to always learn the spawns. I know I'm repeating myself, but you just need to really drill that into your brain. Because if you want fights to go quickly, know the spawns.
Warning. All armed personnel.
Now this last section is easy.
Evacuation is advised.
You have a quad damage. Nothing much to stress about. Just focus on the Mancubi and Revenant. Now on to the Marauder fight. It can be difficult, especially if you mess up the Ice Bomb strat, but with the backup strat, it's still just as easy. Of course, before entering the room, you want to make sure your grenades are recharged, your ice grenade, you have your ammunition up to par. And I'm just gonna go ahead and let this cutscene play out.
My God, Dr. Hayden was convinced that you would come here for this eventually. Can I just say that it is an honor for me, personally, to meet you?
Attention. Emergency protocols have been activated. Please exit the facility now.
We don't know how to access his main cortex. It's all alien. We couldn't figure it out. We have to prepare for his careful extraction. We were given specific orders.
His life signal is barely readable.
Warning. Demonic presence threat level 5 entering main laboratory.
Opening the portal now.
You were never one of us. You were nothing but a usurper, a false idol. My eyes have been opened. Let me help you to see, Slayer.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that about covers our complex. Thank you for watching. If this guide helps you, subscribe for more. And yeah. If you have any critiques, leave a comment, drop a like. See ya later.